Vale, está mandado. Para el zorrito este que me gusta. Bueno, lo he parado, pero... Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Los 6 lados, vale.
Geatrum says,
He sido muy rápido. Muy rápido y lo he parado. Desconecto el mando.
Geatrum says, vamos a ello.
No te conectas, no te conectas. ¿Qué haces? Ahora el mando no quiere conectarse. Ya alucina. Hola. No, aquí. Que sí, efectivamente no se conecta. Macho. ¿Está el otro conectado? ¿Por qué no te conectas?
NeoWackBug says, hold up.
Sí, yeah.
Tarakrik says, yay I.
Mm. Buenas trans. Yo alucino. Ahora me sales.
Geatrum says, "Nice."
Lo que tiene uno que ver. Mm. Bueno, continuar. Restringida. ¿Qué te mueves? No, ahora menos mal. Nada, si Sanderson. Hay alguien ahí, por lo que veo.
Isan Dolphin says, "Nas."
Okay.
A mí no me ven.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results that we never accounted for, so I had the techs run the trial again. And the results were 0.003% different this time.
Do the words statistically insignificant mean anything to you?
Of course, but we're obligated to explore every possibility.
We're obligated to get a working formula before Akande has us all in tanks to help test the next batch of samples. Now get to work.
pleasant surprise. Thanks to you, Reginald, Philippa. But what... On the other side of the lab? Why, that requires a top level... If you're seen by any of the guards, however.
Let the record show that subject 23K's cause of death is...
That's impressive.
Mm. Mm.
Got it. Heads down.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I think you're... I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. Today the region is profitable for the first time in years. Its workers are productive. They might even be happy. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. There's exactly one vessel in all of Byzantium that looks like it dropped out of an Aetherwave drama. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal.
Adjutant Akande's call.
Keep him quiet, Cap.
You have a message.
I'm glad to hear that. This may come... I've been... Today. No. You... The... You haven't exactly been We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the idea... You have something I want. Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals and destroyed an important...
No quiero que me parezca una misión
You were...
Adjutant Akande's call.
ahí y que luego sea
Welcome. Have
cancelada.
take care. Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Why do you think we've been doing all this? Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. That's not a plan. That makes two things we don't have. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get... Those poor people, they must have done... You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress. I used to work for these people. I'm intimately familiar with the utter incompetence. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope. And we need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire...
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How...
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigation...
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds cool.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy, isn't it? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy... Certainly. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly... Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within... Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to... Certainly.
So, sneak into a lost colony ship and skip it across the system? What could go wrong?
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering. Welcome. Good. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2, or the Sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation. I need you to reroute power from... You'll have to connect me to... The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating.
You hear about Edgewater? Glad to know we still have supporters in the colony. You ought to see Quincy for your assignment.
Let's hope we don't have to run in a hurry.
New employee? About time.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds. Ugh. All right. Good luck.
What?
Good luck.
Mhm.
Real slick. Wow, you got that? Can't think of much worse than drooling on your pillow in front of a bunch of strangers.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
That does it. I'm never ever getting in one of those pods.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge?
Cyphertan says,
sorry.
Hahai Geatrum.
Yeah.
Hello, Cyphertan.
I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose?
Geatrum says,
Cyphertan, hello Cyphertan.
Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about... Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies. But I think, still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger... This is why I like you, Captain. Well, whenever you're ready... Anything...
I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, I take it?
Sí, es con este ascensor.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
I don't know if we should be in here, Captain. It should be private, shouldn't it?
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Once we switch that thing on, we can get out of here, right? They can't keep us out.
No.
Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping and also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings.
Nightbot says, Moderate Wallow 32 PM-2 easy. Blacklisted spam. Warning.
In case I don't get another chance to say it.
All right. It is in your hands now, Captain. I trust you, in so much as my presets allow.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years? On a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to some.
Vamos a ver.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Yeah.
I never felt anything like that. I'm gonna need a minute.
Oh, I'm going to be sick.
Oh, I'm going to be sick.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from... Captain, I shall...
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of... You fucking...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to... How can I... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Well, how... See... Good luck, Captain.
work.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for... I believe the crew would like to speak with you to...
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew. But he's still one of us. He's the reason the boss is up and walking right now.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now.
I think it's insane. But maybe the college...
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, Bob.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew.
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Battery levels are... Thank you. This area...
No, it... Yes, of course. You're in... Any...
Hey, Cap.
Good to see you.
Welcome back. How... I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain, unless you do not Oh, speak of the devil. Captain,
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a general... Huh? Oh, yeah. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I told... Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Wait, is that from the groundbreaker? What the... Pay no mind.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID. How can
did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat!
Nimble fingers, Captain.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system. Yeah. Let's look around. There's gotta be a few ways through here.
Got your paperwork?
¿Me ha llamado?
I'm working as fast as I can, all right? If y'all would quit is and of course. Oh, the password is tartar sauce. One word, all lowercase.
I'll keep it down.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your...
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my sis. My word! You've correctly It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane. Oh, but... Oh, I don't...
We're helping.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and... If I...
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight! What?
Hope you're right about this, Captain.
Captain, you've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural... Do you imagine you're leading... The iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion. And then I'm going to have you and your associate... The board is the only legitimate... I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation... In that we are in agreement. I wish... This prison is equipped. And
Done. Great work.
Why won't you just die? Nice one! Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man! I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to... I would like nothing more than to sell... Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or...
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effect...
You mean...
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for... We must begin the revival process We're going to need a... You won't hear a word of disagreement from... You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you... were...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. After returning to Edgewater, the deserters negotiated workplace reforms with Reed Thompson, including a single day of rest, which came to be known as a weekend. As the world around him changed, Thompson found himself pining for the old days. He was known to spend his weekends in the cantina, nursing one of the few remaining bottles of Zero-G, and repeating to himself, "It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice." As for Adelaide McDevitt, she tended to her garden in solitude for another year before passing away. Her body was discovered some months later when Reed Thompson paid her a visit in an effort to make amends. Her remains were buried in a place of honor underneath the floor of the Edgewater Cannery. Reed believed this was what she always wanted. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and proved yourself the most capable leader left in the colony. You administered the colony in your own image. With the old power of the board destroyed, a new government of Halcyon rose with you at its center. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years that were to follow, and helped ensure the survival of the colony until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Geatrum says, Cyphertan Bay.
Ciao, bye bye.